everyone, it's Tania Gabrielle here, Wealth Astro-Numerologist. Welcome to Star Codes. This is where we look at the astrology and numerology forecast. In this case, the Virgo new moon on September 6th. Now, first off, the number 6 and Virgo have a lot in common. 6 is the number of love and service, and Virgo also governs service. So there's a whole sense of being there for others and also turning to the earth, turning to that which sustains us. So we're going to look at the Virgo new moon, which has an incredible contact with Uranus, which we'll go into. Now, Uranus, of course, has been in the news for the last couple of months. So much going on with that planet. And as a result, change, surprise, the unexpected is just everywhere in your personal life, in our news, collectively. Things are shifting rapidly. Uranus rules Aquarius, which governs the new age. So we are literally embracing change like never before. And I truly mean that, because in this case, Uranus creates an exact trine. I mean, it's only literally 1 minute apart in astrology. That is about as exact as it gets. An exact trine with the new moon, with the sun and moon in Virgo. The sun and moon are at 14 degrees Virgo, Uranus at 14 degrees Taurus. 14 is the number of change, media. The ancients described 14 as the scribe. So this is about info, data, communication, media, and all of it ties in to both the numbers code and the star code. So we're here basically celebrating a fresh start because of the Virgo new moon, turning over a new leaf, starting something with a new set of values because Uranus is in Taurus, looking at behaviors and beliefs, searching for new inventive ways to make progress because the old ways are really history. This new moon has a very powerful impact. It's basically taking all the Uranian themes that have been active with the 2 Aquarius full moons, the Uranus stationing retrograde. All of that has happened since mid-July. And so now it's time for the changes to be seen as really positive developments. A trine is a harmonious aspect. So, and 14 degrees is about adventure and taking a risk, really taking a gamble on life itself because there is no other choice. So we have this news, media related change, freedom code activated. And it's even more strong because not only are the sun and moon and Uranus at 14 degrees, but September in numerology is a 14 universal month. So how do we get to that number? Well, 2021, as you probably realize, is a 5 universal year. And when you add 9 for September to 5, you get 14. So there couldn't be a more magnified numerology code than this number 14 and 5. And so really the news, any communication you have with people, any connections you forge, especially verbally or what you're hearing. So 14 governs getting data and info through electronic ways. So the internet, of course, the radio, of course, the TV, books, but especially the hearing and speaking connection. So this new moon happens at 1:52 a.m. Universal Time, which is 8:52 p.m. Eastern and 5:52 p.m. Pacific Time on September 6th. Now, I mentioned September 6th because it ties into Virgo. Universal Time, it is the 7th, which ties into the number 14. Why? Because 14 reduces to 5, and 7 and 5 are in the mind triad, and we have an incredible mind activation with this code. Uranus governs the higher mind, and like I said, 14 and 5 are part of the thinking process. And so we are definitely, and Virgo is ruled by Mercury. Virgo is ruled by Mercury. Mercury rules the lower mind. So we have this incredible activation where you're really gauging what thoughts to really give precedence to, what words you choose to use. And you feel like you're trying something new. It feels like you're trying a new wardrobe, a new expression, and you're getting outside your normal routine. So basically, you're leaving your comfort zone, and at the same time, you're comforting others because of the service aspect that's there as well. So it's a really amazing, in-depth experience. And this harmonious aspect to Uranus activates your intuition. It enhances flashes of insight. That's what Uranus does. Uranus governs your ability to intuit, to get inspired. So communicating those inspirations is done with much greater ease and increased self-confidence as well. So you really want to share and connect with others about what you're receiving, and same goes for them. So this can lead to a lot of awakening, awareness, self-discovery, creative breakthroughs. You can more easily adapt to those changing conditions that are around us, moment by moment, day by day, whether it is in the actual news, or let's say it's a family situation, or it is a weather report, or it is a personal career situation, or it basically is people in your life who are experiencing something really unexpected, and so you also are adjusting to those shifts. So we have this incredible moment here to be very flexible, but at the same time, this new moon is in Virgo and Uranus is in Taurus, and those are earth signs, so they're grounding us. Pluto is in Capricorn and Mars is also in Virgo, so that puts 5 planets, Sun, Moon, Mars in Virgo, Uranus in Taurus, Pluto in Capricorn, in the earth signs. So we do also have support. The earth signs are very grounding, and they help us to, especially Virgo is very meticulous. It's logical. It likes analyzing, Mercury being the ruler. And so we can edit out what we don't want. We can get things to run smoothly and efficiently, and also focus very much on health and healing, because Virgo governs crystals and anything to do with our beautiful planet and the bounty that our planet is able to give to us, especially regarding health and healing. So health regimens, herbs, the origins of food that you are eating, the water you're drinking, the air you're breathing, all of those are on tap. So the moon and sun create this amazing exact trine to Uranus, all at 14 degrees, creating a triple 14 activation. Energy is being stirred up, energy is being moved, energy is breaking through, breaking free, breaking down to create something new. And information as a result is being freed up. Information is being released. Wisdom is being released. Remember, Uranus governs your intuition, so there's a lot of wisdom. And the scribe, the number 14, is communicating something of vital importance. So what will be the likely topics with this whole setup that we just looked at? Well, with Taurus, Uranus and Taurus, it is your values. It also can be how you're choosing to use your finances. With Uranus itself, it is freedom and liberation and breaking through and inspiration. And with the Virgo new moon, it is health and healing, being meticulous, looking closely at the data, getting data to back up what it is that you are saying or that others are saying. So really being very clear that there is a factual truth. That's what Virgo goes for, to back up what it is that is being said. So with the values, those are what you believe to be true, what you value on the material and spiritual plane, what you hold in your heart as being divine. With freedom, it is feeling at ease, having freedom of thought, freedom of speech, freedom of movement, freedom of choice. Liberation is part of this freeing process, including your liberation from past ways, your liberation from conditioning and dogma, and the health and healing, being conscious of the mind, spirit, body connection. So allowing spirit to inspire your thoughts and allowing spirit to heal your mind, heal your heart, welcoming natural, pure healing substances, healing modalities. So when you feel free by living through your core values, you are healthy in mind, body, and spirit. Because you allow this divine force to guide you, you are in the flow. You are happy. You are at peace. You are balanced. So the message of the 14-degree Virgo new moon trying the 14 degrees Uranus and Taurus is the price of freedom is to stop being loyal and attentive to your incessant, disruptive thought stream, which is based on the past. Virgo is ruled by Mercury, the lower mind. 14.5, as I said, is in the mind triad. The exact trine from Uranus to this new moon, Uranus, the inspirational mind, is breaking up the pattern of loyalty to our thought stream. It is breaking it up, meaning there is going to be a sense of, where am I? What do I turn to now? Things that I thought before are just not working. My go-to guidebook from the past is not able to guide me, meaning the mind is not capable of guiding you through these times. So the breakup is akin to knowing that someone you trusted once is no longer to be trusted, and you stop giving that person your attention, your loyalty. You stop believing that person. The same goes with this thought stream, which is truly a regurgitation of the past that masquerades as your actual thoughts, which it is not. And this thought stream is really a constant source of distraction. And of course, humans experience being part of this thought stream just to understand what it is that is impeding us, because we have to grow. We have to bypass what it is that's keeping us from being clear. But that thought stream does not represent who we really are. It doesn't represent the spiritual. It doesn't represent the beautiful, the mysterious, the delicate, the intimate, the loving, the true. So Uranus's beautiful trine to the sun and moon in Virgo is saying, question each thought. Question it. 14 as well. The number 14 is take that risk. Go out on a limb, right? Gamble by asking, can I trust this thought that I'm having? Question it, and you'll discover that you probably never needed most of those thoughts to live freely, to just be you, because the real you exists outside of that, outside of the thought, outside of the limited mind. The real you observes this stream of thoughts. The real you sees the truth. The real you is open to an awakening that is setting you free from identifying with that thought stream and preventing you from seeing the truth as a result, because the truth is not in the thought stream. And when you're able to do that, the breakup from the thought stream, the real living starts. And so the real living is connected to Taurus and Virgo because it governs real resources, real living, real resources, just like the earth provides our resources for our physical sustenance. Our inner resources provide us with everything we need to be happy and fulfilled. And there's nothing else that you need than love and wisdom and patience and perseverance, acceptance and kindness and peace and joy. And with those strengths, and without your fear of the future, which is your constant thought stream making up something it's never going to happen, those heavy negative emotions created by your thoughts, they disappear. You can handle anything. And the thing is, we don't trust that. We don't think that that's true. And so what we need to understand is that inner knowing is totally based on trust. Trusting in the inspiration itself. Trusting in the line of communication. The number 14, Mercury ruling Virgo, Uranus. Those are all about that connection. So you have these endless resources, these untapped resources that are available to you. You want to now, absolutely now, trust in them. Source, the divine, God, never leaves you stranded. You are equipped with everything you need to handle anything that is happening, anything that comes your way. And so that includes, let's say, for example, you lost your job or you just broke up in a relationship. And so what will go through your mind initially? You're worried about the future. What are you going to do? Will you be able to pay your mortgage, your rent, your bills? Will you have to move? Or when it comes to the relationship, will you find another partner again? What is going to happen to you? So these thoughts, of course, are natural when something initially hits the fan. So, but after thinking them, after, these natural like survival instinct comes in, do you then stop and ask whether these thoughts are actually useful? Do they help find a solution? And if they aren't useful and you're still thinking them, they're putting tremendous strain on your energy. They're taking your attention away from what is useful and more productive. So these are the kind of thoughts that add more stress to an already stressful situation. Here's the thing. Is the situation stressful itself? Or are the thoughts we have about the situation creating the stressful situation? That's the paradox, but it is a very good question because Virgo is meticulous. Virgo wants to ask these questions and is asking you to examine more closely. So if you knew that something better than your current job or your current relationship that just broke up would evolve and take its place, would losing your job or breaking up be as stressful? Probably not, right? So what makes it stressful is not knowing what's going to happen or assuming something you don't want is going to happen. So that is the actual truth. And Uranus, the planet of surprises and change and excitement and, waking things up, comes in and asks, what if not knowing was okay with you? What if you didn't automatically go and assume that a negative outcome would happen? This situation, like many situations, may not be in your control, right? But you are in control of whether you're okay with not knowing the outcome. And also whether you're okay with not assuming there will be a negative outcome. You're in control of that. And that needs to be clear. Virgo, Uranus, 14 is communicating. You have the power to choose what to conclude about any situation that you're in. You've always had this power. And what you decide to conclude in any situation will determine whether or not you are happy, whether you are able to function. So the grounding signs of Virgo and Taurus, those earth signs, they're asking you to just take it one step at a time, live one moment at a time, instead of allowing your mind to step ahead, go ahead, jump into this imaginary future, which is never going to happen. And so what would happen if you just stayed in the present, in inspiration, in simplicity, in your breath? Is being present such a bad thing? Especially consider, without a negative thought about the future, there is no problem. It's the thoughts about the future that are the problem. So your mind is making up a negative future. And so the crystal ball of the mind is never going to happen. and it's not supporting you. It's the last thing you need in a time of change, and we are in times of change. We don't need to be scared, all right? It's already, it's clearly changing. We don't need to then be frightened about what's going on. That is dysfunctional. Stress isn't going to help you function and find solutions, because you're closed to inspiration when you are willingly continuing to be stressed. On the other hand, Uranus exemplifies that change is not dangerous, that change is normal, that change is natural, it is common, it is everywhere, and you can always count on it, on life being full of surprises. In fact, change is necessary for happiness. If there wasn't change in our life, how could we grow? How could we discover what it is that makes us happy? So I don't know if you've noticed, some of the unhappiest people have refused to change when life has nudged them to make a change. Change is built into life. So that first resource that we have in our big bag of internal resources is a positive outlook. And this trine from Uranus to the Virgo new moon is very, very positive. It is exact. It has a sense of fun in it because it's at 14 degrees, and it allows you to take the change, to allow change to knock on your door and not go to your stream of thoughts for answers, but to create positive conclusions. And this is really the key, because positive conclusions are going to dissolve your fear. It's going to counteract negative Nelly, and it's going to prevent any stress chemicals, which totally physiologically take you back into that negativity from being released into your body. So focus on what positive conclusions you have in your wonderful bag of resources, including writing out and posting it, some sentences that you can literally focus on, pay attention to when your mind, your thought stream is trying to get your attention away from being present. So some that have worked for me that I've written out are, this too shall pass, all is well. I trust that everything will work out. It's time for a change. Let's see how things evolve. This is happening for my highest good and for the highest good of the people in my life. Let's see, this could be fun. This could be fascinating. This frees me up to do something else, something different, something new. I wonder what the universe has in store for me now. So these are things that will keep you from getting distracted into worry and being scared, and instead creating positive conclusions that stimulate you at soul level. And they don't wear you down. They actually lift you up, because they lift you into the present. And they're all true. Life is an adventure. Everyone is equipped to handle everything. And we have others that help us constantly, that come and ease our way. Everybody has these resources. Everyone has inner strength and wisdom. Everyone is capable. Everyone receives help from others. And life is designed to support you. So positive thoughts like the ones I mentioned make it possible for you to stay present in the moment, where you can access your inner resources no matter what's going on. And challenging times are when we most need these resources, these strengths. The thing is, for many people, they are least accessible during those times, because the mind goes into the fear autopilot. So if you resist that negative fear thought stream, you're going to gain access to that courage that you naturally have, right? You'll be able to navigate any difficult situation. Courage is a God-given gift. It's a resource, and it is in your divine survival kit. So courage, optimism, hope, They're all linked together, and this is why they are so important. We're creatures of habit, so when we're faced with the unexpected, necessary changes, we naturally put up a fight, we put up resistance, but courage is what makes it possible to take that leap and say yes to something new. And this is a new moon. So we're navigating newness. We're breaking with old ways like never before. We're literally in a 5 universal year, 14-5 universal month, 14-degree Uranus, Sun, and Moon. And this is really bringing inspiration, connection between all of us collectively. Uranus governs the collective. Uranus governs a positive future. So step into that courage to be in the unknown, right? Be in the unknown until you're inspired to act, and then take that action. But don't worry. Don't get into the mind and let that drain you. So this is the key. And to discover more about your code, maybe you have a 5 or a 14 or a 6, go to starcodeclass.com. We're going to look at your birthday, your destiny, your purpose. We're going to see how your friends and family are literally born to a certain path, a life path, and it can all be discovered through your birth code. So head on over to starcodeclass.com. Have an amazing Virgo new moon, and I'll see you in next week's Star Codes forecast. Lots of love.